All right, welcome back to the channel. So we have some potentially tragic news in the world of boxing. Teofimo Lopez's career may be over with due to the injuries he suffered in the lead-in to his fight with George Kambosos, according to Bob Arum. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. This is not good news. Not the biggest Teofimo Lopez fan in the world because, you know, Teofimo Lopez is a little bit of a trip, but you never like to see these happen. Bob Arum was in a recent interview, gave an interview today where the transcript came out. It's actually on Boxing News 24 is where I read it, that Teofimo Lopez, due to the injuries that he suffered in the lead-in to the George Kambosos fight, may never fight again. So this is what Bob Arum says happened. He said that Teofimo Lopez suffered a damage to his esophagus because he cut the weight incorrectly for the fight with George Kambosos, and that when he went to the doctor's office, the doctor said that he could have been killed with a good shot to the lungs, but that it was the weight cut that led into the fight that led to him getting an enlarged esophagus, and that his esophagus may very well be damaged, and he may not fight again. He said that he spoke with Teofimo Lopez every day last week, and that Teofimo Lopez is still not feeling better. And so therefore, you know, he doesn't know what is going to happen to him, but he was very, very clear that it is a career-threatening injury, and there's a chance that Teofimo Lopez may not be back. And in the midst of it, of explaining this, he spreads a lot of the blame onto Eddie Hearn and onto Teofimo Lopez's team. And so what he said was, first, he's like, if he had been on a top-ranked card, that top rank would have noticed that Teofimo Lopez was lethargic. They would have noticed that something was wrong with him. They would have made sure that he was checked out. And if they had to have canceled that fight, they would have canceled the fight. He's saying that, or implying that, Eddie Hearn did not use that same standard of care, and that endangered Teofimo's life, but also could have inflicted career-ending damage upon him. And I got to say this before I get to the part about Teofimo Lopez Sr. If you go back and you look at an interview that was done right before the fight with George Kambosos with ES News, Ellie Sethback and ES News, he gets an interview with Teofimo Lopez as he's coming into the arena, and you can see although in the interview itself, Teofimo Lopez, you know, starts smiling and gets a little bit of energy up, you can see him talking to the people around him and seeming that he is very, very low energy, just doesn't look right, doesn't look amped up, right? Or he looks, or not, the opposite of not amped up, he looks lethargic, right? So, you know, I believe that there really was some truth to the fact that he said that there was that damage done to his lungs. And Bob Arum is saying, look, if he would have seen that, and the top-ranked people would have seen that, the condition that Lopez was in coming into the fight, that he would have canceled the fight. So he puts blame on Eddie Hearn for not calling the fight off, because he's like, look, man, the money at Top Rank, we like money, but we're not gonna seriously put somebody's life at risk when we know it over money. It's just not worth that. That's what Bob Arum says, and I believe him because he's been in the boxing game for a very, very long time, and I don't know if there's been any deaths in that regard, like on his record. There's been some dirty fighters on his record, but I don't think anything like that. He also spreads the blame to Teofimo Lopez's camp, because he said that the damage to the esophagus came in the weight cut that he did, because they cut weight improperly. I'm not sure what that meant but I guess if you're starving yourself out, it can do some damage to your esophagus, right? And so he said that it damaged his esophagus, and that he had beforehand, before he fought on this card, that he had always had a nutritionist with him to help him cut the weight, to do it the right way. And you know that you're talking about a severe weight cut, because Teofimo Lopez might be somebody walking around at 155, 160 pounds. I mean, he could be cutting 25, 30 pounds, you know, of water weight, and with the dehydration that takes place in that, can do a lot of damage to the body. So they're saying, so it's always it's a dangerous situation that you need to take, you know, take a lot of precautions before, you know, and know how to do it the correct way. So according to Bob Arum and his people, Teofimo Lopez's team, his trainer, his all that, because his trainer and manager is his father, said he went about the weight cut the wrong way. Said he's not sure why they would have fired the nutritionist, but that more than likely, you know, he said, I don't know if it was money or whatever the reason was, that, you know, it was just an all around big debacle for Teofimo Lopez. But that the damage is such that it may prevent him from fighting again. Now, Bob Arum also says that, you know, in the likelihood that Teofimo Lopez does fight again, that if he fights with Top Rank, they're going to insist that he fights at a higher weight class. There won't be any 135-pound fights for him because of the risk associated with a weight cut for Teofimo Lopez. So, you know, all around, man, it's just a very, very it's just a sad type of situation. And I don't believe that this is excuse making on the part of Bob Arum. Bob Arum also said the same thing about Vasily Lomachenko, because he said, look, this happened 2 fights in a row. Lomachenko, he said he knows that Lomachenko was injured coming into the Teofimo Lopez fight. And the way that they thought that they would cope with it is by cruising and doing very little for the first couple rounds, and then pressing it in the last, you know, 5 or 6 rounds, and that turned around and burnt Vasily Lomachenko. So Teofimo Lopez has an extended time off away from boxing because of the contractual issues with that KAMBOSOS fight. He goes about losing weight the wrong way, and then makes the decision to get in the ring with George Kambosos while he's ill, and now, you know, doing that may have ended his career. I certainly hope that that is not the case, though, man. I hope that Teofimo Lopez takes some time off, whether it is a year, whatever the case is, to let his body fully heal, and then comes back and fights again. He's a very young fighter, and it would really be a shame, man, if that dude vaulted as high as he vaulted in boxing and in the lightweight division, just to have it all crash down based on basically a series of bad decisions that were made by his camp. First bad decision is really pressing, to go to the Triller contract, which wound up following through because they couldn't sell tickets. He caught COVID or whatever it is, but just a series, real series of unfortunate events. And then definitely, if he really did feel like he was sick and wasn't able to fight, not to cancel a fight. Even though I think at that point in time it might have cost him money, if he would have canceled the fight, the money isn't worth your life getting in there. If he really felt sick and he really felt like he shouldn't be in there and his lungs were tight and all that, he probably shouldn't have fought, because, fighting, he got paid that money, but he lost the fight, and now he may have actually damaged himself in the weight cut and all that so bad that he won't be able to get back in the ring again. Now, if he gets moved up to 140 pounds or 147 pounds, because Bob's like, look, man, you're not about to die. You have to be at a weight class where it's going to be healthy for you. If he winds up moving up, those are a lot bigger dogs out there, and it's just going to be a lot tougher for Teofimo Lopez, going down the road. So anyway, that's my thought on the matter. I certainly hope that Teofimo Lopez gets better and that this is not the situation, but this is what Bob Arum's saying, so I'm reporting it. You let me know what you think in the comment section. Also, make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff for the video. It would be greatly appreciated. And with that, I'm out. Peace.